Jim is now assembling the fixed survey meter. The FSM is an instrument which runs from below ground to above ground. This connection is made by a cable running through a pipe which goes through the roof of the bunker. Above ground, Fred covers this pipe with the plastic dome. He screws the cover on into position, and then the outside part of the FSM is completed. The fixed survey meter, or the FSM, is a remote reading, battery-operated instrument designed to measure the gamma radiation dose rate. The GZI is mounted on a specially prepared base. It is obvious now why Fred needed the tools that Sylvia sent up at the start of the training session. With so many instruments to assemble, the tools are vital. Here we see David Montgomery preparing the bomb power indicator. He presses a button to make sure the needle is at zero, and this is the only preparation it needs below ground. Meanwhile, Fred is assembling the BPI baffle plate above ground. Provided that the distance from ground zero is known, the power from a nuclear weapon can be calculated, and it is the BPI's job to record this. Once all the instruments have been assembled, the tools are put back into the bucket, which is then passed below ground. Fred's duties above ground are now finished, so he can join the rest of the group below. David Montgomery is the PR man for a local bakery. David has been in the Royal Observer Corps for 5 years now. He was in the Royal Air Force for 12 years, and when he left he joined the Observer Corps because he wanted to keep up his links with the RAF. David especially enjoys training the new recruits to the Corps. Do you feel that you're doing a worthwhile service?
Absolutely doing a worthwhile service, because when you're doing a service to the community, I believe that's all important, that we're involved in our own community, and I believe the service which we're supplying or trying to supply is something which is vital to the people that we know well and to our own local communities.
What kind of service exactly are you providing them with?
We're doing, we are part of the United Kingdom Warning and Monitoring Organisation, which is under the Home Office, although we're directly controlled from the Ministry of Defence. I might add that, but at the same time we're giving a service of an early warning to the public of nuclear attack and radioactive fallout.
Davy, what advice would you give to a young person interested in joining the Royal Observer Corps?
Well, I would be biased now, and I would say join it and try it, because it not only gives you an interesting hobby to do, if you like, or something part-time to be interested, which is purely voluntary, I might add, but also it is very useful to young people who are going for their Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme. It plays a part in that in the community work. Not only that, when they do come in, if they wish to go on to further education after being in a couple of years at a local post, if they have to go across to the UK, it has the great advantage of getting them new friends, because we can transfer between posts, and that means they could transfer to the UK and get into a new post, and immediately you're in local contact with your new community, with people who really have the same outlook on life as we have, and socially they will be able to get involved very quickly in their new area.
The North Antrim coast is an exceptionally beautiful part of Northern Ireland, and it makes one feel safe to know that with the service the Royal Observer Corps are providing us with, it's going to stay that way.
All the various aspects of the job. We do have pleasure in the Royal Observer Corps through a good friend, a neighbour of mine who was a member of this present post here for quite a number of years. He tried for quite some time to convince me how worthwhile a job this was, but it eventually came home to me one evening when I saw a member setting off for his duty, and it so happened the member had one arm. He had lost an arm during the 1418 war, I was told, and I thought to myself, well, if a man with one arm can go out and do his duty, why shouldn't I? I must have a useful role to play, surely, in the Royal Observer Corps. And I enlisted that very night, and I have never regretted it since.
And how long have you been in it, Jim?
I've been in the Corps almost 15 years now.
And what have been some of your most pleasurable experiences over those 15 years?
Well, I first of all think that most people have made a host of good friends in the Observer Corps. I am a person who likes working with instruments, this type of thing. I don't mind the various record keeping involved and all the various aspects of the job. We do have pleasurable